A reading from the letter to the Hebrews. The Holy Spirit says, "Oh, that today you would hear his voice. Harden not your hearts, as at the rebellion in the day of testing in the desert, where your ancestors tested and tried me, and saw my works for 40 years. Because of this, I was provoked with that generation, and I said, they have always been of erring heart, and they do not know my ways. As I swore in my wrath, they shall not enter into my rest. Take care, brothers and sisters, that none of you may have an evil and unfaithful heart, so as to forsake the living God. Encourage yourself daily, while it is still today, so that none of you may grow hardened by the deficit of sin. We have become partners of Christ, if only we hold in the beginning of the reality firm until the end, the word of the Lord."
Thanks be to God.
And the responsorial psalm, "If today you hear his voice, harden not your hearts."
If today you hear his voice, harden not your hearts.
Come, let us bow down and worship. Let us kneel before the Lord who made us, for he is our God, and we are the people he shepherds, the flock he guides.
If today you hear his voice, harden not your hearts.
Oh, that today you would hear his voice. Harden not your hearts, as at Meribah, as in the days of Massah in the desert, where your fathers tempted me. They tested me, though they had seen my works.
If today you hear his voice, harden not your hearts.
40 years I was wearied of that generation. I said, this people's heart goes astray. They do not know my ways. Therefore I swore in my anger, they shall never enter my rest.
If today you hear his voice, harden not your hearts.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. A leper came to him and kneeling down begged him and said, "If you wish, you can make me clean." Moved with pity, he stretched out his hand, touched the leper and said to him, "I do will it, be made clean." The leprosy left him immediately, and he was made clean. Then warning him sternly, he dismissed him at once. Then he said to him, "See that you tell no one anything, but go, show yourself to the priest, and offer for your cleansing what Moses prescribed. That will be proof for them." The man went away and began to publicize the whole matter. He spread the report abroad, so that it was impossible for Jesus to enter a town openly. He remained outside in deserted places, and people kept coming to him from everywhere. The Gospel of the Lord. If you wish, you can make me clean. That is the petition of the leper. That is how the leper began his prayer before Jesus. And Jesus, his answer is always the same to anyone who asks for help. I do will it, be made clean. Jesus, your Jesus, the Jesus that makes us get up early every morning, the Jesus that makes you come here to pray, is the same Jesus that we are proclaiming today, and he always is willingly to help us and support us. God always wants to say, yes, God always is in mode of helping us, brothers and sisters. However, from time to time, it will demand some previous steps before what we're asking for. And that's where we sometimes get anxious, desperate, and maybe lose a little bit of faith. Because we want everything quickly, we want everything immediately. And it is truth. In the gospel today, it was immediately. But sometimes it's not so. Sometimes Jesus takes his time. Or I will say many times, Jesus takes his time. And from our end, as Christians, as believers, as people of faith, we have to stay with Jesus, his original intention. I will. Yes, I am. Yes, I want to. I do will it. Be made clean. In these times where cleanliness, right? The word clean is so in our daily life. Clean yourselves, clean the superficials, and this and that, and make sure that COVID-19 is not anywhere. What a great moment this gospel comes about for us to realize that Jesus is willingly to protect us from this infection. Yeah. And some people may say, oh, it's been over a year, and why not? Why still? It's been over a year, but also we already have 2 vaccinations up there. Also, a lot of people have been vaccinated. So, brothers and sisters, as we come every morning to Mass, as we enter into this dialogue with Jesus, as we go deeper into our faith, remember that Jesus is always willingly to help us. But from time to time, he may take his time. And there is where we fail. In the waiting room before we are called in, is where we get desperate. Not when we get in front of him.